Runs with Courage, Chapter 23, Understanding. Thoughts of the photograph haunted me. It was as if the angry spirit had been able to keep quiet for so long was loose again, waiting for its chance to be free. I didn't think I could stand one more day at the school, but I couldn't leave or my family would starve. I had become like a moth. I had once again tangled in the spider's web. The more the moth struggled, the more entangled it became, until the spider came and made the moth its meal. I was angry and short with everyone. At our evening meal, Waxtall tripped and spilled water on my dress. I lashed out. "How can you be so clumsy?" I screamed at her. "You need to watch where you are walking with those big feet." I should have felt shame to see the hurt look on Waxtall's face, but I didn't. "Come with me, Sarah," Miss Beatrice said, standing. "I need your help with the bread." "No," I said. I heard someone gasp at my disobedience. "Come with me now," Miss Beatrice said slowly. I stomped into the kitchen, where several lumps of dough had been left to rise. "You take one, and I'll start with this one," she said, pointing. I took one of the lumps of dough and began pounding. "I always wanted to be a teacher," Miss Beatrice said. I focused on beating the dough, ignoring her words. "Children are so important. Teaching them is so important, and I always want to bring them God's word." As I pounded, I felt my anger leave and sadness come. I missed my family. I wanted to be able to dance and speak my language, but I was trapped, and I began to cry. Miss Beatrice looked at me and then back at her dough. "Kneading dough can help work out all sorts of things," she said, and spent a few seconds in silence. I focused on her hands. "That's the thing about teaching," she continued. "When you teach, you can help a child become something different, perhaps something she didn't even know she could become. It's almost like the child is standing on the one side of the riverbank, and the teacher is standing on the other side, and the teacher creates a bridge for the child to cross." I stopped pounding my bread and stared at her. "But," I said, "bridges—" "Yes?" she asked. "Never mind," I said. After we finished and Miss Beatrice had dismissed me, I trudged up to the sleeping room, where other girls had already said prayers. Laughing Deer came and took my hand, leading me to the sleeping space. Waxtall glanced at me. I was sure she knew I had been crying. "Join us," she said. "We're telling stories." "Waxtall," I said, trying not to cry again. "I'm sorry." She nodded and pulled me into the circle. After the stories, we crawled into bed, and I turned away from the others. I kept thinking about Miss Beatrice and bridges and teachers. "They see you as a kind of leader," she had said before. "They pay attention to what you do." I thought of Laughing Deer and how she followed me, listening to and obeying everything I said. She wanted nothing more than to please others. She would do anything the teachers asked, even if she didn't understand it. I wish I could help Laughing Deer understand the importance of protecting her spirit. I wish I could help her understand more about the Great White Father and the way he broke promises. I thought again about how much she reminded me of Bear, and how he always tried so hard to please the elders. I wish I could help him understand things I had learned so he could live in this new white world. I looked out the window in our sleeping space and stared at the stars dotting the sky. I thought of the pole star, the way it had guided me back to my Teo spa when I had run away. And then I realized there was a way I could help my people. Perhaps I wasn't trapped like a moth in a spider's web. Perhaps I didn't need a bridge at all. I could show my people how to cross the rushing waters another way. "Are you brave?" I could hear my cousin whisper in my ear, and I already knew the answer.